Hey y'all, what's going on? So, y'all, I am in the bed. I'm in the bed because I can't sit up for too long. Um my I know like my uterus is it's feel weird when I sit up for too long, so I decided to be an avatar today. So, how y'all doing? Y'all see my little what's this little thing called? This called the overlay. Y'all see my overlay? Shout out to Kamisha Reviews. She made me an overlay, and she actually made all my little membership emojis and what else did she make for me? My membership emojis. So shout out to Kamisha Reviews for this cute little overlay. I thought it was so cute, but it can't stay right there like that, because I feel like it's covering my name or whatnot. But it's adorable. And I was like, she was like, it's so on brand for you. And I was like, I guess you could say that. And I'm just happy that she thought about me. I see y'all coming in, dropping the yellow hearts. What's going on? Y'all, we got some things to get into. So we gotta talk about Chris saying that, they keep showing the same dates. They not showing his real connections, okay? And Lee also backed that up in her interview with Crystal XO. Then Tequila kind of took some shots at Sierra, apparently because Sierra said that the girl looked like Tequila, but she couldn't remember her name. Y'all remember that scene? We do have some post by Janelle, who Janelle, because Janelle always got some things to say, but we have to talk about Janelle and her Stop Calling Mean Girl series. And then we have to talk about why she didn't want to go on that date with why she didn't want to go on what why she didn't want to do yoga, I should say, with what's his name? Quentin, okay? So we got a few things to talk about. I didn't know we were gonna have that, these little topics, but we do. I know I'm late. We normally don't do this on a Friday, but I just been having a rough week. So I appreciate y'all for hanging in there, whatever the case may be. Make sure you're liking the video. The more you like, the more people we get into the room. So let's get started. So Chris went Chris went online, and this was like right after the show. Actually, he had made the story. He said, "Would be nice if they showed my real connections with his real connections." Basically, was Lee, Aries, and Island Barbie doll is Cat. So when I first saw this, I was like, "Well, if that's the case, why you didn't invite Lee to meet your ex-girlfriend?" Because the only people we saw him invite was Lee and Aries, right? So I'm thinking to myself, like, if that's the case, why did you just didn't invite her? Like, I wonder what's like, I can't explain it, because I want to know, like, if they're going on all these dates, why aren't they showing at least some of them? Because apparently Lee said that she went on multiple dates for the exes. She said she went on like the most dates, and they said that she was like basically the tour girl for the ex's date. And I'm like, so how is it that if she went on all these dates, we literally got to see her on one date, and that date was with Phil? Make it make sense. And then she also mentioned, because we're gonna watch a little bit of the conversation. She also mentioned that she was in everyone's top. And I hate the way that production kind of plays it, as if like I'm like, the way production plays it makes it seem like Lee doesn't really have no connections. The way they play it makes it seem like Kat doesn't really have connections. If Lee and Chris really have these strong connections as they claim they do, I think that is very weird that we wouldn't get to see any of it. Don't you think so? Lee said she wasn't the best dater for the show. I think she doesn't have enough personality. And I think they wanted to focus more so on the drama of it all, or like the negativity of it all, because of course we already know that Chris and what's her name have a lot of like negative energy. He wants her to be more softer, and she's not, with him and Jessica. So let's go ahead and watch some of this interview with um hold on one second, y'all. All right, so the first we're gonna watch some of this interview with Crystal of Lee. Then we're gonna go ahead and get into what Tequila said. Okay, so let me just go ahead and share my screen with y'all really quickly.
You think, oh wow, well these dates were good and they might not have been, is there is there a connection that you have with someone that we're not seeing? Was there somebody that you think, oh wow, well these dates were good and they might not have been, entertaining for TV, but you really had a lot of fun? I'm just reaching here, hoping. So,
So honestly, since this episode has already passed, like there was a thing like with the guys, like, oh, Lee is on a tour of exes because I met so many exes, but they only showed me meeting Quentin's ex, and I was like, okay, well, because I met Chris's ex, and I'm very much a girl's girl, like. I mean, we in there hugging. I'm like, yes, honey, you are so cute, and all of that. But I met Chris's ex, which Chris and I are probably the most compatible when
okay,
it comes to a vision for what we want for a relationship. He
okay,
is very much so like a protector and provide. Girl, he got like a little spear thing. He's spinning it around. Like he
okay.
is like an African
Chris,
warrior.
we love Chris. When he came on, everybody, and he's very articulate. He expresses himself well. He knows what he wants. How do you feel about potentially being with a man that has a child? Is that an issue for you?
No, at this big grown age, honey, that doesn't really matter to me. Of course, my in my dream world, I would like to give my husband his first child just so he can be like, oh my God, you had a baby out of your body. And it's like so cool. But I'm okay. Like I love children. So I'm okay with guys who have a child. I don't prefer that you have like multiple households to take care of because then that's kind of
Takes
problematic.
away from the household that we
Yes, I get to count like, okay, and how old is this kid? No. But no, I don't really care about that. Chris is a great dad, and I love seeing that with his daughter. You said that he was very articulate throughout the process. That's what Chris and I struggle with the most because he's such a sweetheart
Mhm.
that he doesn't want to step on anyone's toes. Like he doesn't want to say this is what you did wrong or this is or you're lying.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it right there real quick because first I want to say I think it's they doing us a disservice if her and Chris have this connection the way she makes it seem like they really have a connection, and she went on multiple dates with multiple people exes, which I think like why they didn't show us at least her on a date with someone else, like for God's sake, what's his name, Herbert only had one date. So I'm sure Herbert probably had a date with Lee because I think at one point he was in her top two, or is it just Quinn? I don't know, but that's not the point. They could have showed us at least one of her dates if these people have multiple dates with multiple people. Janelle went on like 3 dates, right? So like what's the angle? I'm just trying to figure out what's the angle. But when she talks about the fact that Chris seems to have a problem with like speaking up, I'm trying to figure out if that makes sense because I feel like he's very vocal when it comes to Jessica about what he don't want. You know what I mean? I feel like he's very vocal about that. But let's just see what the let her finish saying what she had to say.
He
Right.
doesn't want
Okay.
to say, those things. And I think that I question his ability to lead a
Oh.
lot. Because I was just like, you gotta be willing to say it and stand on it.
Hmm.
Um, so we had a good connection. We had a good connection. Um,
Let me ask y'all a question. So we've been watching Ready to Love for the last couple of episodes. Do y'all feel like Chris doesn't have the ability to lead? And I ask this because if you listen to his ex-girlfriend makes it seem like that's all he do. Like you're basically going to be catering to this man. You're going to be on his arm, his arm candy. You have to be there to support him. He talks to Jessica as if I need you to let me take the lead. You're not going to talk to me any type of way. You need to bring the shrimp down in the room, all the things of things. So I think that is very funny that Lee sees a different side than what they portray of Chris on screen. Because although she says they do have a good personality, like a good relationship, she also makes it seem like she questions, like she's questioning, like she said, his ability to lead, which makes me feel strange about the whole situation. What y'all think? We saw that date with Red and Christopher, which, by the way, she said she had a date with her date with Red was horrible. She said she really really did not like him. She said she didn't have the best experience with him. And I believe it, child, because I ain't had the best experience with him either. Um he seems very passive. Okay. So I mean, so you think Chris seems passive? Chris doesn't come all passive to me. But he struggled to tell Sierra on the bubble date what the guy said in deliberation. Okay. So maybe it is something I'm missing. Maybe I gotta look deeper into it.
Throughout the whole time. Like we really did. And then it was so in my top 3 connections, I believe I had Quinn, Chris, and Herbert. And Herbert and me kind of just like discovered a little bit of compatibility at the football game. And we had some really cute like dates that he planned outside. Like so he did like a Zoom date for me, which it was a versus where we did like all of our favorite songs and all of that stuff. So that was cool. But again, it was just all work because it wasn't like either he's sweet and he's this and I'm maybe it doesn't look packaged the way that I, like it was just a lot of things that I had to really challenge myself to do.
It sounds to me like she wasn't attracted to Herbert because she's like it's maybe it wasn't packaged the way I wanted. But if her my point exactly, if Herbert was one of her top, and I'm pretty sure he probably took her on an ex's date. Why didn't at least we get to see that? You know what I'm saying? I can understand like Phil had 8 girls that he wanted to bring his ex to meet. Quentin brought them to them two, and then like the other guys had like 2 or 3 girls, whatever. But why we just couldn't have Lee in one more date? They really making it seem like she didn't have any connections. I mean, I really have to see how this play out. We really have to see how this play out. I don't see him as passive, but I think he likes Jessica I think he likes Jessica like that, so he was more vocal with her. But according to him, you got to remember, he's the one who said it would be nice if they show his real connections. He's the one that made it seem like his connection with Lee and Aries and Kat wasn't real. I mean, his connection with Jessica wasn't real. You get what I'm saying?
We're not crazy. We know you're absolutely gorgeous. So we know that you've had more connections than we've seen.
I'm sorry, y'all. When the picture was off the screen, cause y'all hear or no? Cause I didn't realize that I didn't change it back. Okay, let me put it back. I'm sorry, you guys.
But it's interesting how we have not.
He doesn't want to step on anyone's toes. Like he doesn't want to say this is what you did wrong or this is or you're lying. He doesn't want to say, those things. And I think that I question his ability to lead a lot. Because I was just like, you gotta be willing to say it and stand on it. So we had a good connection. We had a good connection throughout the whole time. Like we really did. And then it was so in my top 3 connections, I believe I had Quinn, Chris, and Herbert. And Herbert and me kind of just like discovered a little bit of compatibility at the football game. And
Mhm.
we had some really cute like dates that he planned outside. Like, so he did like a Zoom date for me, which it was a versus where we did like all of our favorite songs and all of that stuff. So that was cool. But again, it was just all work because it wasn't like either he's sweet and he's this and I'm maybe it doesn't look packaged the way that I, like it was just a lot of things that I had to really challenge myself
Yeah.
to do on this journey.
Well, I want to say about Chris, I think you guys would be super cute together. And I really liked, of course, you've had a different experience because you were there with him. But what I did like, he did it again this past week, is he did let Jessica know that you know her way of speaking to him he was not fond of, and I think he did it in a way that was respectful, but yet the audience is clear that he's not feeling that. So maybe there's more that he could do, but I respect the fact that from what we see, it's clear that he knows what he wants, but he also he does it in a very respectful way. So
Yeah.
we definitely saw him put his foot down, and even how he handled it. And it's a very tricky, line to walk, I think, with a man letting a woman know what he's not happy with, because we know that we as women can be very quick to get angry and be
Right.
and all that. So I think the way he did it, at least with Jessica, was very tasteful, but yet it was very firm. It's
Right.
interesting that we haven't seen any of those, that we didn't see you on any of those other dates. Now, Lee, we're not crazy. We know you're absolutely gorgeous. So we know that you've had more connections than we've seen. But it's interesting how we did not see any of those dates except for the one that did, get a little viral energy, which
Mhm.
was which was you and Quentin and Janelle. So let's talk about this day, because I literally, when I was watching, I was like, because you just, instead of leaning in and having the conversation right there with Quentin, you just kind of withdrew from the situation, and we saw it just go from sugar to shit extremely quickly. So what was going on? What was going on out that we did not see? Can you give, from your perspective, what was going on that date with Quentin and yourself and Janelle and his ex?
Yeah. So in that moment, I'm very big on like what you say. Even if I apologize, I can't take back what I said. And this
Okay.
is permanent. What I'm saying this in front of the whole world. And in that moment, like my mama and my great grandma, they always said, if you do not have anything good to say, the only words in my arsenal were bleep, bleep, bleep. So I was really upset. I was not, because I think a lot of the feedback, because before that moment, I have been committed to like not getting too much in the comments, because people can be nasty on the internet. Like they like, oh, nobody wants her, something's wrong with her. And I'm like, child, okay. But in that moment, I was very upset with Quentin. Just because like respect of the friendship, if nothing else. Like we've been on this journey together. People took it as, oh, she's timid. No, in that moment, because and I don't know what they're gonna show. I don't know how this unfolds, but I'm gonna give you the exclusive, because this never happened.
Okay. Oh,
This never happened.
okay.
That never happened. So even though, like there were, like he apologized, he was like, I used the wrong words. But in that space, I'm like, at what point ghosting? I was trying to speak with you and you were not responding to me, or you were not speaking with me. So that never ever happened.
Okay, so y'all, am I the only one a little bit confused by that statement? So she said that the ghosting never ever happened, but she was trying to reach out to him and he wasn't responding. So was he just ignoring her? Is that not the right word, ghosting? Maybe he was just ignoring her, or he just didn't have the capacity, like he said, because there was a lot going on in the process. I feel like something about that don't make that much sense. You get what I'm saying? Maybe it was the wrong choice of words. Like maybe he was just ignoring her and not necessarily ghosting her. Maybe the word ghost was like what hurt her the most.
So, okay, when you watched the episode on Friday, because what was interesting, your face was very readable, right? When he said that. And then but then in his confession, he kind of doubled down and even like was like, oh well, Lee withdrew, so it made him lean more towards Janelle. And I thought that was really interesting. What was going on in your head besides the bleepity bleep bleep when you saw his confessional and the way he actually leaned into what he said on the show?
So at that point, when he did his confessional, at that point we still had not had a conversation.
Okay.
I'm sure we hadn't had a conversation because I doubt that he would have doubled down on it. In the confessional, he was like, this girl next to you wants your man and you not compete. I'm like, well, babe, who is my man? Because I was, like, you're not my man. Like,
Right.
You're not my man. So I didn't want to get out of character in that moment. I felt like it was very tasteless. I felt like it was so tacky. If it had happened, if he had ghosted me, that's not you don't say that. That's not.
Yeah, that would have been we didn't know. So of course the viewers do not know.
Right.
But like I said, watching it in my recap that I did on Friday after the show, for him to say that on a date with number one, your ex, and then also Janelle, it really kind of tried to create an air of competition, which was really lame for him to do. So that's what I was just like, but even if it did happen, like maybe we don't know what's happening, why would he say that in front of them with her there and then want her to fight for him?
And honey, I'm not in my relationship. Let's put it into perspective how I am in relationship. If I'm with you,
yeah,
and another woman comes to me, somewhere we missed a step, and that is now your man. Because right. I'm not, there's no competition. Like that's never gonna be my speed. And it was interesting, even with him having me and Janelle as his connection. I questioned a lot, like, what do you like? Because these are two different from every way, like every way to look at it, we are very polar opposites. So I was very confused in the moment, and I almost feel like, I know that with his other connection, I feel like they talked more. So in that moment, I almost felt like, which, like he said he would never do that, but I feel like you tried to play me.
Yeah.
I feel like you definitely tried to play in my face in this moment. And we need to clear it up. Even though you apologized for it and you didn't mean, like, I used the wrong word, because I think he was saying he got overwhelmed with the process, and there were a few hours where he didn't speak with me. That's not ghosting. I wasn't waiting for you to speak with me. Right. And even, like, I think later on in that day when he was frustrated, I checked on him, just because if we're supposed to be in this together, whether I think we're going to end up together or not, I'm going to treat it like I would treat the person.
I'm so confused, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, wait. So later on in the date, she went to go check on him because he had said he was overwhelmed, but she was mad at him. I'm so confused because a part of me is like, at first she said she went to go check on him. Now she said she went to go check on him because no matter what, she's, they still in the process together. He was overwhelmed with the process, but she was just so mad at him just a few seconds ago. And then, he did apologize later on and said he chose the wrong word. I don't know. It's a lot of moving pieces to this story, Lee. And I need you to bring them all together because it's not making sense. Because she gave the impression like, she was really upset. She was, she didn't give him, after he said that, it was like, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and leave. And then he apologized about it later. But now she's saying she went back to go check on him. And I don't see how, after you sit here and basically say what she said, like he was trying to play in her face, she felt like he was playing in her face, I'm going to go check on him and see if he's okay. No, like she said, that's Janelle's man now. You go ahead and she could go ahead and check on him. I don't know, y'all, but something in the story, the pieces ain't piecing together properly. I don't know if it's just me. Y'all let me know if it's just me.
person that I'm trying to date. Like, hey,
Right.
are you okay? I noticed your energy was a little bit different. And he was like, I'm so shocked that you noticed that I was off. But then you took it and you brought it to that table in that moment and you try to make me feel like I'm second fiddle, but I will never.
Yeah.
I will never like that's not my speed. So
Yeah.
in that moment, at that very moment, it was definitely a pivotal moment for me in the journey. Like I would definitely say like that was a pivotal moment for me. And my main thing is I am huge on how Black women show up for the world.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm not gonna act a fool.
Mm-hmm. No, you were, and I'm definitely one for that. But I can't say you exhibited unbelievable control, because I think even your facial expression, you just politely withdrew, right? It was so clear from the time he said that you withdrew. But I think the audience knew enough to kind of question that. But at the very least, it was just tasteful, even if it was true, tasteless, if it was true or not to do on the date, unless he was trying to encourage, like almost trying to goad you to get you to do something. My first thought was, did production put him up to that? Because we've heard people say on seasons past that
I need to know, when did they have the conversation about him apologizing to her? Because if y'all remember the way that the scenes went, and even when they got to the daggone men's lounge, he never said, he never talked about them talking about, him using the wrong choice of words. He still made it seem as though she shut down. He still made it seem as though she was intimidated by Janelle. So I'm trying to figure out, when did these conversations, like, what's the order of the conversations? Okay, because something is like, if he did apologize and all the things are the things, when was this? Like a week later, or a couple of days later? How far away was it from the men's lounge? Because in the men's lounge, it was very clear, very, very clear, that he still didn't understand why you felt the type of way. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like, for me, I need to piece it together, because honestly, and I hate to say this, but it seems like Leah's trying to save face. And it's like she wants to make it seem as if there's no way he really would ghost me. Like, do you see me? I can't be ghosted. I can't be played. Like, he tried it, but that's all he did was try it. And he eventually did go back and apologize to me later. That's what this feels like. Now, I could be completely wrong, but it's just based on the timeline that she's giving us, it's not all adding up. So you think, okay, so she did say, she did say that she had checked on him before, but then he brought it to the table. You're right. She did clarify that part. But I'm just saying now, she made it seem like he apologized to her, but I want to know if he apologized after or before.
production someone suggested that they do something that like that. Do you think that production could have encouraged him to do something like that?
I don't think so, because after he walked me out, production was checking on me like, Lee, what happened? Like, you went completely silent. They were, checking on me to see like what happened. And I was just like, that never happened. Like that wasn't true. And I think the part of my I know how I, like treat people.
Right.
And I would never do something like that to you if I even kind of care about you. Like, okay, well, you're my friend at least, so I wouldn't put you in that position. So I think that I was disappointed in the moment, and I was angry at him because I was just like, you're not even my friend. Forget a love connection. Like, you're not even being a friend to me at the end of the day, because that never happened. And they couldn't have, it wouldn't be possible that production put him up to it unless they just said, do something that would rattle her, because they didn't know. They didn't even know anything about our private communication. So
did you think did you think it was weird that you would be on the date? I thought the way they positioned certain people. So we had the dates with the ex, and then certain people were paired together and other people were not. Did you think it was weird that you were paired with Janelle?
I feel like they did that on purpose, but Quentin was very clear the whole time. Like he's like, these are the only two, and that's it. Like he never went outside of us two. So I think even though it was like it there wouldn't have been able to be a double date because he didn't really entertain anyone else.
Okay. Well, then in that case, that would be what he would have to do. And of course, they put you guys together. I just thought it was interesting how certain people were paired up and then certain people were not on the dates. On the X dates. That was interesting to me.
The X dates were random because we were like, "What? Did she like him?"
They were random. Like for instance. Why was Janelle on Marie's date? What was that about? That was
we don't know what was going on with that, honey. I don't know like how she ended up on that date, but it was interesting. That scene was.
What did you think of that scene? Because there was a lot of social media conversation about that as well, because of the spirituality brought up, and I thought because we had a conversation with Kira last week, and of course we saw Marie. We don't know who causes people to go home, but him bringing up her cultural issues and that kind of thing came up again. And then we saw that he has spirituality and religion. Like it's a lot of complications going on with that. So what did you think of that date and his ex with the tarot cards and Janelle and Jessica? What were your thoughts on that?
It was interesting to watch.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna end that there. If y'all want to go check out the full interview, it's over there on Crystal XO channel with Lee. So I just wanted to, get a little clarification on, the dates and how she said, because y'all remember Chris was the one who brought up the fact that he wanted he would like more his connections to be shown, and that he did have a connection with Lee. Lee verified the fact that they had a connection. She also said that she went on a date to meet his ex that we just didn't get to see. She also said that she went on a bunch of dates with a multiple of the guys. I'm assuming it wasn't Phil, because wasn't Phil the one who said that she wasn't in his top? Yeah, Phil said she wasn't his top because she was busy, which does make it seem as though she had to have a lot of dates. I feel like there's a lot of missing pieces, and I don't know why, but I guess it's gonna make sense. Maybe she's not gonna last long enough for us to even get into the things of the things. You know what I mean? So remember when we were I think it was Mouyer. Is that man's name? Y'all been trying to get me to get this guy's name right. It's Mouyer. His name is Mouyer, right? Child, why are we calling him Mouyer all the time? It's like every time I know his name is Mouyer, but for some reason when I get on screen to talk about him or record, the name just always come out wrong. Why is that? What's the deal? Okay, so remember they sat down and they were talking about his ex came in. So remember they was like his ex, remember Sierra said that his ex looked like Tequila, but she couldn't remember her name. Like, I can't remember her name. What's her name? Because she been going so long. She was going so long ago, which is kind of true because she was going. She's the second person going, so it was kind of long ago. Okay. I guess Tequila felt slighted. Okay, she felt slighted because Sierra act like she didn't know her name. And I'm not going to hold you. Tequila's not a common name to be like, make sure you get it right every time you get it right. So I can see how she could have got it wrong. It could have been a little shady, but she didn't take well to it. So what she went on the internet and say, and shout out to Talk with Solana. She did a live earlier, which is how I was able to get the screenshot of this. So y'all make sure y'all go check her out. But what she said was, what's her name? She left so long ago, and yet I'm still being mentioned 4 episodes later. Put some respect on my name. Tequila, girl, let it go. So then she said that Will Packer Productions, y'all paying me for the episodes where I mentioned child. No one's paying you for the episodes where you mentioned Tequila. Yo, I thought she was gonna be quiet, but I guess not, because I feel like after she got eliminated, she got real quiet, okay? But apparently she's still, keeping tabs on what everybody's saying and doing and watching the show. Got some things to say. But girl, it is what it is. I'm not mad at Tequila. If I felt shady too, I would say what I gotta say. She felt some type of way, so she had to go ahead and put it out there. It just is what it is. But y'all let me know, do y'all think that Sierra was being shady, or do y'all think that she really just didn't remember? Let me know. One for shady, two didn't remember. I'm gonna wait to see what y'all got to say. And make sure that you're liking the video, liking the video, liking the video. One for shady, one for two for just not remembering. And if this is your first time here, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the show. Sierra friends with Janelle. That's all you got to say. I'm seeing one, two. So you think she just forgot? I mean, I forget people's names all the time. So I'm going with maybe she just forgot. She did get eliminated real fast. You know what I'm saying? But y'all got to remember that, Janelle and Tequila got into a fight. Not a fight. Not a fight. But, they got into it. So I don't see how it's going to be that hard for you to forget. Because if you get into an altercation or somebody, get into get real rowdy, they stand out, you remember. So maybe it was a little shade, a little bit of both, right? Maybe like she kind of got the name but couldn't remember the name completely, but she knew that she looked like her. I think they did resemble each other just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, one or two. I think it's a little bit of both. Like she knew her face, but she couldn't quite get the name right. So maybe Tequila just doing too much. Maybe just a little bit. Okay, we'll see. So, so now you guys, Janelle went on a date with Quentin, and Janelle and Quentin went on a date, and they went to do yoga. Janelle really be getting on my nerves, y'all. She really be getting on my nerves. Let me share my screen with y'all. Now I'm not gonna play this date because I'm just not. But anyway, Janelle and Quentin went on a date to do yoga. And Janelle went and wrote this whole look at this. All of this. I'm not reading all this. I'm letting y'all know now if y'all want to go read it. Y'all can go ahead and read it. If y'all want, I could screenshot it and I could put it on my community post. If you don't have Instagram, just let me know. Okay. But she wrote this whole post and she's basically upset with them because she feels as though yoga is, another form of a witchcraft of some sort. Okay. Just like the tarot card. So she said, reason 374 why this was not so pleasant, why this was not a so pleasant experience. I vehemently protested this date. After all, just the day before Sis pulled out the tarot cards, I was assured by production that they would keep the yoga brief and that the instructor knew it wasn't with that the instructor knew I wasn't with it, and that when I had enough to let them know. Fun fact: we don't know where we're going until we get there. Yet another ambush. So she felt ambushed. Long story short, anytime you try to access another realm without God, it's demonic. The end. She did go ahead. Yeah, it's a novel. I'm not reading that novel. I just read the parts so y'all could kind of put it together. So y'all, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, were they trying to access another realm, or were we just, doing some stretches and just talking to each other in the process? I feel like, and I'm not against people who feel she went through the origin of yoga. Okay. She went through the origin of yoga and where it came from and how it, was developed and things of that nature, which I understand. But I don't think I'm just going to just jump out on a limb and say, I don't think it was that serious. Thank you, Sharon. She reaching. Because unless I don't know, maybe I'm just not educated enough to speak on this, but when you do yoga, and you're doing your little stretches and you're doing your little things and you're just calming down and you're recentering yourself and things like that. I've been trying to do, child, some pregnant yoga, right? And it really hurt pregnant yoga hurt, y'all. It hurt my body so bad. But I'm trying to not get too. I'm trying to have more baby weight than not. Okay, so that way once I drop this baby, I can go back to losing weight. But um I don't get any of the, like, entering another realm unless you're going into like deep meditation and things like that. I feel like she's just doing a lot. And I honestly feel like if this experience, once again, from the very beginning, when Janelle said that she did not want to be here, why did you stay this long? At any point, you could have just been like, let me tap out. She felt like she was ambushed again. For what? How? No shade. Neither am I. My idea of yoga is laying flat on my back, contemplating my life choices. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, or if you like go outside and you meditate, it's like recentering or just getting a sense of peace and letting everything around you slow down. More so than entering another realm. I don't know if it's like what I don't know what's her. I don't know what's up with Janelle, y'all. I can't pinpoint it, but it's becoming a lot. It's becoming a lot. Cause like, girl, if you just didn't want to do the yoga, if you didn't want to be active, just say that. If you didn't want to be stretching on national television, just say that. You know what I mean? You ain't got to go through all of that. So then she also went on a mean girl. Don't call people mean girl spree on Instagram. So this is her and Jessica. Apparently, her and Jessica were friends because she said, this is us real friends before, after, and during the show. So apparently, I guess her and Jessica were friends before the show, which is something I didn't know. Okay, so I guess she brought that to our attention. So then oh, sorry, y'all. Let me go back. So in this thing, she went through this whole thing. Stop calling women mean girls because her light illuminates your insecurities that you refuse to unpack. Stop calling women mean girls because her boundaries boldly check you like a coat when you want to try to ish with her. Stop calling women mean girls because you deviously hate the way others love her and you want to tarnish her name. Stop calling women mean girls because she know how to protect her space and her peace, particularly with you. more we are more often intimidated by people whose very being reminds of us of our insecurities. Stop calling women mean girls because she don't have any interest in being your friend or engaging with you. Newsflash, she doesn't have to. Stop calling women mean girls because you don't know how to handle her rejection. Okay? You don't always have to tell your side of the story. Time will. Time will. No widow formed against me shall prosper. When grace is upon us, gossip become advertisement. Janelle. Janelle stressed me out so bad. Janelle stressed me out so bad, y'all. She do. Okay. Because, like, girl, if you don't want to be bothered, don't be bothered. Here's my thing. I'm all for don't call people mean girls for all these reasons. All these reasons I agree with. Not gonna hold you, I agree with all the reasons. But this is what I mean, Janelle. Then why did you make the mean girl merch? Like, make up your mind. Are you embracing the mean girl or not? Like, I don't know. Because if you embrace it and let it just be what it is, then it just is what it is. But if you're not gonna embrace it and you're gonna go against it, then don't make the merch for it. You get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, pick a side, girl. Pick a side. I don't know what side to be on with you when it comes to this because you seem confused yourself. um, I told y'all maybe we just gonna have to start calling her a gangster, you know? Maybe that's a better fit than me. But I'm just so confused because it's like, do we accept it or not? Why the merch? Exactly why the merch? Because you say don't embrace the mean girl, but then you want us to buy the mean girl merch, which don't add up to each other. So she went on a mean girl rant. So I don't know, y'all. If y'all want to buy the mean girl stuff, go ahead. Herbert said she a thug. A thug, yeah, like he said, bring a gangster. I said. So maybe we should just go another route because, like I told y'all in my review, she said God not through her yet. She will put hands on you. She obviously pulls up at people places of residence. So it is more fitting than Mean Girl. Maybe we should just call her a thug, you know? Because they did say she a little gangster or whatever. So hey. See, oh, okay. So y'all did know. So when y'all was gonna tell me? When y'all was gonna tell me that these two was friends before the show? Because I didn't know that. And then why did Janelle make it seem like she didn't know none of these people on the show? And when she found out who the cast was, she was like, "Oh hell no." Why she said that? Remember, she said she felt like everybody on this cast was beneath her when she realized who was going to be on here, and she didn't want to do it. So why she ain't tell us that her friend was her friend? None of it is godly. She busy worried about yoga. She needs to worry about cussing and fussing people out. That part. So I just don't understand. That's why I'm confused, y'all. That's why I'm just like, I really don't know. I don't know what's going on with this cast. I thought she said it in that live. She did she? Y'all, I don't remember. That live was never supposed to happen that time. I was supposed to be doing another live and we jumped on live and we was there for 2 hours. So a lot of things went through the cracks. Okay. A lot of things went through the cracks, but I don't remember her saying that. Maybe she did. And I just don't remember. But I think that's very interesting. So I need you guys to go ahead and like the video. If this is your first time in the live, your first time over here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Okay. She said it on one of her lives the day she pulled up at Katina. Child, that was a mess. Yeah, okay. So she did say it at least on one of them lives. I clicked the link forgetting that heifer got me blocked. Not child, not you got blocked. I forgot you got blocked. You got blocked that day, Monique. That's why I was like, girl, you gotta stay out the comments because you're gonna get blocked. So tonight's episode, who's going home? A man? Who went home last week? Tequila? No. Last week, Kira. Kira went home, and Kira's doing another interview on Kamisha Reviews channel tonight. I think like 8 something. I'm not sure exactly what time. So hopefully she answered my questions that I had for her, which is what's the level of blackness and how she feel about and why did she make the comment about too many black people. She don't like to be around too many black people. I would like the answers to that. So we'll have to see how that turns out. And then because I really just don't want to talk about nobody else from the past. So if it's nothing good, we're not going to talk about it. If anything comes up that I feel like we need to talk about, then we'll talk about it. So a guy's supposed to go home tonight, correct? Who y'all think gonna go home? Muir. Yeah, I think Muir needs to go home. That's not that man name. What's that man name? Morier. Child, y'all go. Morier. Is that his name, Morier? It's Morier. Morier needs to go home. I don't know. Whatever his name is, y'all know who I'm talking about. He gotta go home, okay? The guys are up for elimination tonight. They're meeting the women's friends. Okay, so they're meeting the women's friends. Jessica told Janelle about her friend Herbert must have big money. So Janelle target from day one was Herbert. Oh, really? Interesting. Y'all, I'm not gonna get this name right. Yeah, like Morier. I know it's Morier. I think that's it. But every time I go in front of a camera, or if I'm just saying it, it don't flow. Like my brain is not processing the names. It's no I'm not even trying to be funny or shady towards him. But this name out of all the names is not sticking with me. And y'all know I'll be trying. Eventually, I get the names right, but his name is not. It's not sticking, y'all. I don't know what to do. It's not sticking. And every review in the comments, somebody is trying to correct me, or telling me I'm saying it wrong. And I'm like, y'all know I'm going to say it wrong. It just is what it is. That's why he gotta go home. He gotta go home so I can just stop messing up his name and we can call it what it is. But I think that when he goes home, his baby mama is going to come on the internet and start telling us what he was lying about and things like that. So we could get down to it. so we could get some of the tea. Because when people aren't, I think when he's not relevant anymore, when we don't have nothing to talk about him anymore, that his baby mother's gonna come out and want to tell her side of the story, so this way he could be relevant again. Because I still feel like they're in cahoots either way. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have to see what that's about. So I hope that he goes home tonight, because I'm really over it. I don't see the point of him being there. And I think that all his connections seem really surface and a play in our face. There is something that I wanted to address that I forgot to address when we was in our um in the review, was Sierra's jeans jacket shirt. What the heck was that? Because I could not for the life of me understand if it was a jacket or a shirt or a whatever. I don't know what it was, but it was horrible. And I'm just like, girl, what is happening here? Because you're supposed to be the stylist, and I'm not getting the style out of it at all his connections are his lines. Yeah, because obviously the connection with Janelle came out of nowhere, that they tried to play in our face and make us believe was a thing when it definitely wasn't a thing. Like, there's no way you could convince me that it was something. One of the friends are gonna go in on Herbert. I saw it in the preview. I'm ready. I feel like tonight is gonna bring what it's supposed to bring. She she I don't know. It was a jacket, pants. It's like they took the pants and made it a shirt. I don't know. Either way, I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. Okay, I did not like it, and I meant to tell y'all I didn't like it, but I totally forgot because I was just recording, and I skipped over it. Awful. It's a no for me, dog. In my Randy Jackson. Exactly. So that was the whole situation. That's all a little roundup for the week that I got so far for Ready to Love. Y'all know that if I find out anything else, if anything pop off, your girl is always in the streets looking for something. Okay. So if you all find something or see something, don't be scared to send it to me in my DMs on Instagram, Chloe.Bay on Instagram, or if you put in Chloe Johnson on YouTube, that will also pop up for my page, and you will be able to DM me and send me stuff. I always answer my DMs. Unless it's some weird stuff or somebody being mean, then I'll just exit out. Okay. Um, I didn't even see this as a dating show anymore. These people are playing Big Brother to me. Child, yes, they are basically playing Big Brother. Creating alliances, trying to get people out, backdooring people, and all types of stuff. It's just a whole mess. Which reminds me, I've been trying to watch Big Brother, but I don't know why I can't find CBS to watch CBS anywhere. Like, it's really bothering me. The waist beads at the neck was hilarious. She had waistbands at the neck. Oh yeah, the waistbands, like the top of it was a mess. So Sierra did post a live. Are you talking about the live where she was outside with her friends talking about how none of these guys was on her level, and she's a real boss chick, and that live made me not like her? I did see that live, but it was so choppy. Yeah, she was Shane Chris. Yeah, she said that she was talking about his shoes. I can't remember. It was on Real Talk with Solana's page, where Sierra did a live, but it was so choppy. It was really hard to watch. So I just kind of like stayed as long as I could before I was like, you know what, I can't. But and I don't think she was coming for him, but she's just corny. And I'm gonna just say this: after I saw that live, it made me not like Sierra. I never not it made me not like her personality. I mean, let me just say that, not her. I don't want to be like Funky Dineva, just like I just don't like somebody I don't even know. But I didn't like the personality that I got to see. Um, it must be a repost. Okay, maybe I have to watch the repost. Let me see if I can find it, and then we can watch it together. Is it still on Real Talk with Solana? Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me see if I can find it, and then we can watch it together before we get off of here, because y'all know Ready to Love does come on tonight in like another hour, so I don't want to be up here. Not Real Talk, but Talk with Solana. So let me see. Um. mm, 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 mm. I think so. All right, I got it up, but see the version I
Came for how we looked, and I'm like, damn.
When I'm catching Uber. Wanna get mad at me? Uh, way too far for them. Crazy. My thing is, you get eliminated, and then you talk shit about me. When, why ain't saying nothing to everybody else? Because I was responsible and took an Uber.
oh 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 I can't do it. I can't do it. That's what I'm saying. Like I couldn't do it. Okay. But what she was saying was that basically because Chris made the comment about her and not being able to take a you not having a car or taking Uber, she got in her feelings because she was like, "Why you insulting me like that?" Like, I'm everybody knows that she gets drunk. She said this. She said that she gets drunk and so she takes an Uber because she has to get drunk to be able to deal with these people. That's what she said. Okay. And so because of that, she went ahead and she catches an Uber. So she was like in her, and he was in his feelings. Now, she did say some other things about him, and I can't really remember, and I don't want to play this because it bothers me so bad. Okay. So I'm really hoping that she goes home next because she did talk about his shoes or whatever the case may be, and I'm just feeling like some of the things that I feel like they have to comment against is kind of like pointless at her big old grown age, right? Like she really was. I don't know, y'all. This cast is strange. This cast is strange. That's all I can say. That's all I can say about it. But if y'all have the patience to sit down and look at it, y'all could go ahead to talk with Solana's page and watch it as much as you can. But it's so choppy to me, so it was hard for me to really see it. But I do know that once I watched this live of Sierra, it kind of put a nasty taste in my mouth. It kind of like how it's like sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and like the body language and the like the I'm better than type of feeling coming off. Let's just be real, and I'm just gonna say this again. If you're on Ready to Love, you are not you don't have Birkin bag money. I am sorry. There's nothing about Ready to Love that tells me that you have Birkin bag money. You may have some coins. You may have, money to, buy nice purses and things like that. But Birkin bags are a different level of money. Okay. And then, like I told y'all before, Birkin bags, you have to get on the list unless buying it from somebody or whatever the case may be. But you normally have to get on a list to get the bag, and the bags are not $1,000. The bags are not $3,000. The bags are not like the bags are like $50,000 and up. Like this, you're not on Ready to Love with someone who can buy that for you. And if you can buy it for yourself, you're definitely not on Ready to Love trying to find love. You get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? She told Herbert at Improv she got money if he don't. Listen, she can have money. I'm not doubting that she don't I'm not saying she broke, but on one of her reels on I think it was Janelle page or either her page, she was up there and it was like she had all these like I guess Birkins quote unquote on her arms, and I'm just like, girl, I don't know. Right. She seemed really sweet and grounded at first. That's what I'm saying. It's like everybody really just starts showing their colors out of nowhere. Like Kira went from being this nice little bubbly person to like all of a sudden not being able to identify with herself, with her blackness, I guess, or not liking to be around a bunch of black people. I don't know. And then it's like the more and more we start learning about these people, the more and more we get confused about who they really are. So it's just like Sierra. I thought she was a nice girl, but then when she got up here and started acting like this, is weird. Same thing with Janelle. We was like, oh, Janelle, yeah, I understand. She's just not gonna take no ish. But then she got up there and started going on to, these rants. And there's nothing wrong with expressing how you feel. I think sometimes it's the way that people express how they feel that kind of gets the message lost. Like Janelle says some things that definitely need to be said, but because the way she's presenting the message, it just always get lost. Like you don't want to hear it because it's like, humble yourself a little bit. She's fronting and flossing like Rashid. Child, that's what I'm trying to tell you. But she wants Chris to buy a Birkin. She said that she didn't want him to buy a Birkin. She was just saying that's what she liked. If you don't own your own home, then you don't have Birkin money. Right. Fake like Blue and Gel trying to floss the man fast. Child, not Blue in jail. He definitely's in jail. Y'all, that reminds me. So y'all know Ready to Love. Is it Ready to Love 5 on Instagram? So y'all, we got to get into this real quick. So Ready to Love 5 and Denise. Y'all remember Denise from the resort season? Keep it cute, boo. Keep it cute, her. They got into it. No. Well, okay, they didn't get into it, but she got into it with Devin. That's his name, the one who owns the page. She got into it with Devin because Devin was reporting on Tony from the Ready to Love Miami, right? So the love, remember I told y'all about the Miami Ladies Need Love too, or something like that page, with the Tony mugshot. Them two started going back and forth in the comments. I just saw that recently. Right. Them two started going back and forth in the comments, and she thinks that it has something to do with Devin, and it don't, because Devin made this whole made this whole thing. Let me see if I could pull it up real quick. Y'all, that was not a part of my plan today, but y'all made me remember. It might be this one. It's not this one. Oh, it's Ready to Love All Seasons. Devin had me chuckling. Y'all saw it, child. But see, I didn't watch the video, and I don't know if he made a video, but he made a post, and the post was basically saying like, "I didn't send for you, Denise, so don't come for me." Let me see. Share screen. Okay, so real quick, so he wrote, "Sis needs to go have several seats." Okay, sis needs to go have several seats. Denise from Ready to Love season 3. Don't you have a movie to promote? Go do that. And then he, promote himself. Go click the link in his bio. She said, ain't nobody did ish to you. Just need something to whine. You just need something to whine about. You need to look, you still look weak looking for a come up, and you use my name in clickbait. Run it up for me. Thanks. So then this the Miami Ladies Matter 23 page. Remember I told y'all that's the page that sent me the friend request with the Tony mugshot, and I'm like, what's T? Send me the T. Okay, so they started commenting, going back and forth with Denise, and it's 43 messages. It's 43. And I don't have time to go through all 43 of these messages, but just know that whoever's running this page, I need to know who's running this page. I need to know who's running his page. I need to know who's running the Miami page. That's what I need to know, because they funny. So if y'all get a chance and y'all want to go on Instagram, y'all just want to, get into a little bit of something, waiting to spill it. I know, but that's the thing. When I got my friend request, I was they was only they only when I got my follow, it was only 6 people. So they started as soon as they started requesting. I was like the sixth person that they was following. I'm like, Dad, they not really following nobody. What's going on? The next thing I know, they looking up, they following everybody. So I'm like, what is happening? Is you going to start spilling the tea or what? Whatever they got, they want to, but I don't think they ready. And it's a lot of speculation saying that they think that this is Morgan's page. I don't think it's Morgan page, but some people are saying they think it's Morgan. I don't think it's Morgan only because I feel like Morgan's really straightforward with her BS. And I think if she really wanted to like go after Tony, she would. But here's the catch. I've gotten DMs about Tony plenty of times from different women about how he ghosted them. He played them, like all these different stories. But I never put them out because for one, I can't verify the people. And for two, I just feel like, I don't want to just have a bash Tony session with all the women. But I do feel like there's some truth to like what these women are saying because it's multiple stories that sound similar about him ghosting. You remember how Morgan said he ghosted her, he stopped talking to her. It's like once he get what he want, he ghosts him, or if he can't get what he want, he ghosts them. So I don't know how true any of these things are, but whoever running this Miami page with the Tony mugshot is definitely out for blood. Just gonna say that. I don't know what they have or how far they're willing to go, but I feel like eventually we might figure it out. You feel like it's some bitter ex. It might be someone. It has to be a woman who was still in her feelings over him. But based on some of the stories that I've heard, some of these women have every right to feel some type of way. Would I go to this extent? No, but women handle emotions different. Emotions different. So and then the fact that the title of it is Miami Ladies Need Love Too, or Miami Ladies Matter. Miami Ladies Matter 23. I don't know what that's about, but if y'all want to go ahead and have a good chuckle of them two going back and forth in the comments, go ahead over to Instagram to it's Ready to Love All Seasons and check it out. Y'all, it's 7 o'clock. Yep, it's 7:08. We're gonna jump up off of here so we have time to get ready to watch the show. Y'all let me. I'm gonna watch it. Oh yeah, so my reviews for Ready to Love will be out on Sunday mornings going forward because I feel like when I post them at like 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, we get really really good views and engagement. So instead of posting on Saturday afternoon, I'm just going to record it and have it posted up for Sunday morning when as long as everything is going well. With that being said, I'm going to talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and chilling with me on this Friday. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you are one of the playback gang, go ahead and drop me some yellow hearts and let me know that you was here. With all that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.